So hello, welcome back to another video. I've been so busy that I need to upload this video. I'm going to turn off the heater because it's a little bit loud. It's also their dinner time. So yeah, I thought I'd give a little update regarding Dolores, my new addition to the group, to the family. Anyone who hasn't seen my videos before, hi, my name is Ali. My videos are mainly talking about autism and my main passion, which is animals, specifically my pets. I currently now have 3 guinea pigs again. Did have a different third member, and I decided to rehome her to a lovely, loving home who already had a similar age senior guinea pig to that particular guinea pig I did have, which was Betty, if people do remember my last couple of videos. So she was going on 6 years of age, and this lovely lady had basically the same age guinea pig as well. And from updates so far, they are now fully living together with no barrier between them, which is amazing. So yeah, I took in Dolores only recently enough, and I fell in love with her from the photos. But the space of an hour of her being here in her separate little cage, there was something off. She had a bit of a head tilt. She was a little bit unsteady on her feet, but other than that, she was eating, drinking. Once she was familiar with where she is, she navigated around a lot better, and she was running and doing everything normal, but it was just a little bit of a head tilt and everything. So I was arranging anyway to book in the other 2 for a health check, my main 2 girls. So she came along as well, and I knew there was going to be an issue coming up with her. I just knew anyway. So yes, she had a very small eye ulcer. She's currently on drops 3 times a day, and she's on a little bit of painkiller, Metacam, once a day. So I just gave her last bit of drops there a few minutes ago for the evening, and we're getting her dinner. And she seems okay. I'm hoping very soon I'll have her back in again just for another checkup. She's responding well, she's taking the drops really well. As long as she's not in pain. I say that was the one thing I was a bit concerned about, that she could be in pain with her eyes. The head tilt and all is still rather there, but it's not, I don't know. The vet did have a look at her ears and said they looked fine, but he said he'll have another look if the head tilt is still there. But he said there's a high possibility she could have been born with some kind of neuron brain kind of issues that might be the reason why she's a bit of a head tilt and a bit of a wobble on her feet. But other than that, she is totally fine. I did bring her home after the vet visit, and that was her first time getting the drops in. The vet gave it to her for me there. And then when I put her in the cage, she was doing an alarming thing I've never seen guinea pigs do. I've heard about it, but never seen it with my own 2 eyes. But she was doing a very small, continuous circle in one spot. And just like this the whole time. She was leaning, the eye that was bothering her, she was leaning into it, and she was going that direction into a circle. And even when I put my hand in front of her, it didn't stop her. She kept going. So a bit worried. It was obviously, like I said, it was the same day I had her at the vet's, and he was booked up, but he talked to me through the phone, and the minute he was booked, really busy, the minute he was able to actually ring me back, she stopped circling and she was fine. So there's a chance that the drops made her a little bit weird, or the car journey was a bit weird too for her. I don't know, it could be a mixture of things going on there, but she's been fine since. I have her back with my 2 girls again. I had her separated there for a good bit. She's doing okay. Agnes, who I'll show you in a second, is very much dominant and without nowhere just like what word am I trying to say? But just out of nowhere lunge at Dolores and nip her. Dolores obviously runs away. She doesn't fight back. But Winnie now, who is Agnes's best friend, she actually is now stepping up and protecting Dolores from Agnes, which is very interesting. So I think it's more kind of an Agnes problem that she needs to kind of figure out on her own, because Dolores is showing no fighting, no retaliation. She's clearly submissive. But yeah, I'm just going to show you a little overview. I was just at the pet shop today, the place it's where I work. I got some more vitamin C treats. I got some more forage mix. I got my cat a grooming brush, because she's shedding like mad. Well, not even shedding like mad. She's been coughing up hairballs recently, so it's kind of mad. It's kind of chaotic. So the other day she threw up and it was a hairball in it. So it's not very often, but I'm kind of wondering, why do I have so many dog brushes and I don't have one single cat brush? So I got her that, and I got her some hairball treats, which she liked, or anti-hairball treats. So she liked them. And then obviously the piggies, like I said, I got the treats, I got the forage mix, and I got a new litter box. So currently the one I'm using, I think I have their veggies. This is what I had been using, right? Which I am going to put it back out in the shed. I won't be using it anymore. They have been chewing the sides, which, look, it's going to happen. It's not that high up. Like, it's not that bad. They jump into it no hassle. Even Dolores a few times has jumped into it. The first time now, she misjudged it, and she like was half out of the box, half in the box. It was very funny. She was totally fine. She was totally okay. Most of her body was in it, and most of her body was in the hay, but just a little leg was kind of hanging out the edge. It was funny. Okay, she was okay. But I just felt this is not really made to be, like, could be okay for a rabbit, but I do think it's still a bit steep, especially with Dolores. She just needs a little bit more care. So decided I get a nicer one, and it actually being a dedicated litter box. I'm going to lock her in there now, the cat flap, so she doesn't escape. Because it's very windy outside. The one I have been using is a kitten litter box. This is one I got only recently. There's a little dip in it, and it's not that high on the sides, so you can jump from either side, but also obviously using the entrance. I was going to get another one of these, but kind of wanted one like this, which was great for Dolores, who mainly uses it, and one that was a bit bigger, that like if two piggies could get in it, it'd be a comfortable size for two. So I also got this in the place I work. So the other one I also got in the place I work as well, and I got it today. And it's also a kitten litter box, so it is fairly low down, but it's longer, and it could fit comfortably two. You could probably try three, but no. So I think that one is definitely good for Dolores. I definitely needed one of them. This one, I don't think it's as high as the one I was using, the clear container, but there it is. It's made to be a litter box, basically, and I think it's lower. Like, here's me now looking at it, and I'm like, I don't even know. Sorry, I hit off the plastic. Like, that's the depth of that one. Yeah, like, I think that is fairly, I can't even measure this, like. Yeah, it is a little bit lower down. I think it is. I'm just eyeballing this right now. But yeah, no, it definitely looks lower. Looks a little bit lower, but also the sides are curved, like, which is like, it's aided and it's made to be a litter box. This is more just kind of a sharp edge, because it's meant to be a storage bin, you know what I mean, like a storage container. So, like I said, my other two girls, well, like I said, Dolores too didn't really care. They don't really care about the height, but I just wanted one that was a designated litter box, made to be a litter box, basically. So it had the sides and it had the setup properly to be one. And to be honest, they look like they're getting into it a lot easier. I do think these lips were just a little bit steeper, a little bit sharper, kind of. I don't know. But yeah, that's that one I have, which them two love. And I'm glad that for the most part they leave the other one alone, because like I said, that is for little Dolores. Going forward, going to keep an eye on little Dolores eating. She kind of forgets about her food and walks off, and then obviously the other two eat it on her, so kind of a bit concerning. I am considering at some point, kind of going forward here and there, doing syringe feeding, just to make sure she's getting that extra you know, bit of nutrition. She loves the lettuce. She doesn't usually always complete and finish a whole piece of pepper I gave her. Like it's like one, I cut them up obviously, but she doesn't always finish that at the same time. Like maybe half is it, but she also still takes the vitamin C treat. I gave her 2. Agnes sometimes and Winnie sometimes comes over and robs it off her. And she's like Betty, where when she sees one of them coming over, she stops what she's doing and lets them take it off her. It's quite sad. But yeah, like she, you know, I think she's getting enough nutrition in her. And as for the pellets, in fairness, she's eating a good bit too before they rob it on her. But all in all, even when I got her you know, TMI, her little droppings were fairly small. And I do wonder were the other 2 that she lived with mainly robbed the food on her, and it just wasn't noticed, because I'm definitely noticing it myself with her. So definitely here and there when I think she needs that little extra boost, I'll definitely syringe feed her. It doesn't really go in the way of my working schedule, so like it's totally fine, it fits me fine. I definitely plan on keeping her and keeping the 3 together. Obviously I'm definitely worried about her. I'm worried about her health, the way she is, and I'm hoping that Agnes eventually would be nicer to her. But after going through Betty, and like I said, I was getting Betty in the intentions that she was a lot younger than she was, and with 2 respiratory infections, like already with just the space of being with me and the 2 girls picking on her, the new owner said she hasn't had a respiratory infection as of yet, being with the new home. So touch wood. But yeah, you know, it was the right call to make. I just don't want to go through another rehome and get another one. So like I'm very content with Dolores. I'm happy keeping her. She is so cute. I love her to bits. Just want to slowly, once I'm able to afford it, slowly be able to check off different things with the vet to make sure it's nothing else that's going on. If it looks like it's something that's just what she's born with, then there's nothing else we can do. At least I know we've done everything. But like I said, she's still on the eye drops, so I'll keep it going. And hopefully by the following week, she was with the vets last week. I can't really afford it right this week, but we'll say the following, I should have her back in for a checkup and make sure everything else is going fine. But because she's already on the course of the drops and the painkillers, she needs a little bit more time on that before I bring her back in. So yeah, she's, like I said, she's doing totally fine. She's healthy out. But I just want to make sure that there's nothing else going on. And like I said, if it's something she's born with, fine by me. I'm making sure a lot of accommodations for her that will suit her. For the most part, all the hides that they use are tunnels. Fleece tunnel, which she loves. There's a wooden tunnel. And then there's a house, and I have one wall removed. So there's a side of the wall missing, and then there's the door. So there's kind of a 2 entrance situation with the house. So it's all very open. And like I said, I have one litter box really designed for her, which she loves. The other, looking at it now, it's actually not that big, really. But I'm just trying to deter the other 2 away from her one. She's a little special disability box just for her. And yeah, I keeping the heating going because it's keeping it very cozy in here. It's very stormy in Ireland recently, very windy and horrible out, which is again why do people leave like the likes of these animals outside in a hutch is beyond me. But anyway, I'm just going to give you a little overrun of them all, and try to keep my talking to a minimal because still clearly can't do that. Still talk too much. But yeah, going to show you a little run over them, and probably the very, very end clip then will be them finally getting their dinner because they're definitely like, where is it? I'm just making sure Agnes doesn't, she's going to go at her again, isn't she? Oh, my goodness. So yes, they're waiting for their dinner. I actually just cleaned out their cage today with new fleece liners and everything. That liner is usually over here because it fits the best, but I wanted to spice things up. So because it doesn't fit fully, I used these 2 lads to kind of like fill in the gaps. So yeah, it's not that bad. There's the litter box, as you can see. It looks a lot better. It looks a lot cleaner. I think with the clear container, you can see when the pee was or the bedding was getting soiled, which I guess was handy for cleaning out. But no, I do like the aesthetic of not being able to see that. So it looks a lot cleaner. I actually do think it looks a lot lower down. It's not as high. So I really hope that is the case, because my eyes keep playing tricks on me and I'm thinking that they're both the same height. But no, I think it's just because the sides are curved and it's just easier for them to get in. They're still standing up like they did with the last one, but they don't mind that. So yeah, the house, like I said, you're going to notice in my videos going forward that for the most part the layout is going to stay the same just because of Dolores. I know people say, you know, good enrichment for them is, different layouts all the time. It's not for the likes of one of my piggies, because she doesn't know where she gets half the time. So, oh, we have a special guest. Hello, princess. How you doing? Okay. But yeah, they usually stay over on this side. I do have those grids right there that I can actually, like, they're already zip tied there, and I'm able to actually just willingly be able to just take it up and pull it out, and it divides about here, so they're separated if I have to. So it's very handy. But yeah, everything is pretty much open. She got scared again from I don't know what. She loves her little treat ball, which is not much left, but less left in it. Yeah, I know you're hungry. I'll feed you in a minute. And here she is. I have this old blanket from when I used to have rabbits. It's Peter the Rabbit blanket. I think it's so cute. I was using, you probably wondering where the grid, the little thing is. I usually put it here and seal it all in. It's actually becoming very handy to hold the heater and pet camera, because the wire is not that long, and that's where the plugs are. So it's working out actually quite handy. So I just use clothes pegs, and I just basically peg this up to make it like a kind of a canopy vibe. And just for one side where both litter boxes are, I just have a piece of cardboard, because like I said, behind that is where my cat's water and food is. So it keeps it nice and neat. But yeah, that is the little litter box. I think it's so cute. She absolutely... Oh, hi. Oh, hi. You scared? I don't want to scare her too much. That's her favourite spot, isn't it? Yes. She's so cute. As you can see, if you can notice, bits of her iris, which is the red part. She has red eyes. Bits of the iris are missing. Which I believe is something she was born with. I can't remember the name. That would be, there's a name on it. Can't remember the name of it. But yeah, sadly a lot of white animals tend to have more chances of health issues. We'll see her walking. The last owner told me she can't squeak or can't weak. She can. When you hold her up and she's like not happy, she will, but it's very, very weak. So I think she's a very shy, quiet guinea pig, which is totally fine. I was hoping that the two girls will eventually make her be loud, because my two girls are very loud, but there's no rush on that either. But as you can see, if you could tell, her head was a little bit tilted to one side a bit more. And her body kind of moves around a little bit funny, but she's doing everything else normal. There's nothing else. So, like I said, she'll be with the vets again, hopefully in the next week, and I'll be able to do another checkup on her and see what's going on. But yeah, I'm going to give her give them the veggies, and I will stop the ranting and end the video here.